Well, we're now in February 2023 and I'm overdue for another market update. In this video, we're going to talk about what is going on with the housing market here in the Seattle, Bellevue areas that I serve as a realtor. If you've watched these in the past, you know that I always keep them at a very high level. My intent is just to share with you what it is that I'm seeing day in and day out of being a realtor. If you want specific data or information about your neighborhood, reach out to me anytime and we can have that conversation. So the market is picking up quickly and is showing early signs of a strong spring market already. Last few weeks, I was at 2 real estate related conferences. I was in San Diego 2 weeks ago, and then last week I was in Vegas for a Tom Ferry conference, and I met with a lot of colleagues that serve as realtors in different parts of the country. And across the board, everyone is seeing the same thing. Things were very slow over the holidays, November, December. The whole Q4 last year, there was not much going on, but now buyers are re-entering the market. Still, the biggest issue that we have is very low inventory, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But on a more positive note, the rates are still high compared to what we've had over the last few years. So now a 30-year fixed is about 6.5% or so, but it's stabilized and it's continuing to come down just little by little, which in turn is giving buyers more confidence. In our market specifically, inventory is still incredibly low. Another thing that's helping us a little bit is the news are starting to project some more positive headlines, which we haven't seen in a while. So here's one example. Recently, a few days ago in Seattle Times, there's an article talking about Seattle area buyers are moving off the sidelines. And the whole article talks about that we're starting to see multiple offers again, which is true. We're not seeing crazy bidding wars and things going 20% above asking, but we are starting to see competition on homes that are presented very well, which is very encouraging. Another thing, this is a little spreadsheet that I've been using to track. Basically, every week I just log into the MLS and I look at what's going on with single family residential data in King County specifically. So if we look at just yesterday, if we look at new listings, so there's only 230 listings over the last 7 days in King County, and 545 homes went pending. So the existing inventory, which is already low, is getting absorbed rather quickly. And if we compare it to when I started tracking this was in July of last year, in that 7-day period, we had almost 800 listings and just about the same amount of pendings. So the story here is that inventory is still low, very few new homes are coming on the market, and with the buyer demand, inventory is getting absorbed, which again results in multiple offer situations. Just a few anecdotes. I have a buyer who is purchasing a home in Kirkland. Basically, a house went on the market. It's been on the market for less than a week. We saw it quickly. We liked it. We wrote an offer and it did get competitive. We're still able to negotiate and get it a little below asking price, but we had to tighten up the terms. We had to waive inspection because there was another party interested in buying the same home. Another example is I have a buyer who wrote an offer on a new construction development in Newcastle, a main view development, and same thing. We actually, in that case, got beat out by another offer. And that situation is even more unique because it's new construction, but they haven't even broken ground yet. So they're still waiting for permits. So the house wouldn't even be ready till end of the year or early next year, yet there is significant demand already for the community. And I was talking to the sales agent over there in Mainview. They also have a new development in Renton Highlands. They just 2 weeks ago, they released 8 lots. It's a small community, only 8 new construction homes will go there. And within a week, they've already sold out of all of them. So that tells us that as the interest rates have stabilized, the buyers are eager and motivated and are back in the market shopping. And new construction is a good example, or the home that we had to compete with in order to win. Homes that are move-in ready, it's a product that kind of stands out in today's market, goes quickly. Everyone is looking for something like that. So what does that mean for you? If you're looking to sell and if you have a home that's turnkey, you more than likely will have a lot of competition for it. So it's a great time to sell. If your home needs quite a bit of work, or if there's some things that we could do, reach out to me. Let's talk about it. What can we done? Because again, homes that are presented well, the buyers are fighting over them. The homes that don't show as well tend to maybe sit on the market a little bit longer, or you have to basically sell it for a discounted price. And our job is to get you the most amount of money, right? But the buyers are buzzing. And even open houses. I've held a few open houses, and just in our office, we talk about weekly about what's going on. It's not uncommon again to hear 30, 40, 50, 60 groups come through the open house, which has not been the case in Q3 and Q4. So it's very encouraging. If you are a buyer, what does that mean for you? I still think it's probably the best time to buy than we will see in a while. Of course, I always defer to it depends on your situation. You need to figure out what's the right time for you, and you honestly can't time the market. But we are still, even though the competition is out there, it's still very minimal compared to what we saw over the last few years. Also, we're still seeing a lot of sellers being willing to give concessions. So 2-1 buy downs are still a thing. We'll get a seller credit to buy down your interest rate. We could negotiate hard on the price. We could do a lot of things to still, if you find a home, a good home that fits your needs, to make sure that you end up getting a great deal. What I'm afraid of is that, and it's already showing, the signs are pointing towards the market is going to pick up and be more robust. So if you're someone who they plan on buying soon, but you're waiting on the sidelines because you think the market's going to crash, I do not personally think that's going to be the case. I think that if we continue to get good news about inflation and the CPI number continues to trend down, then I think the rates will come down even a little bit more. And as the lower the rates go, the more buyers will re-enter and go out shopping for homes. And then we're going to get back into a situation where you have to compete, you get less concessions, and you have to pay a premium to get into a home. So if this year is your year, I would encourage you to get the ball rolling, go out, start looking at properties, and if you find something good that matches the criteria, you should jump on it, because I think it's only going to get harder and harder. So that's pretty much it. The consensus is that things are picking up. We should see a strong spring market, and whether you're buying or selling, I think it is a good time. We always talk about that it's impossible to time the market exactly. So that's pretty much it. That's your high-level overview about what's going on. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me anytime, and I'll catch you next week.